Pride and I have had a relationship for years. We was real close and intimate. And it wasn't until one day someone told me, Ashley, you are the most prideful person that I know. And I try to brush it off. Welcome to the testimony series. My name is Ashley, for those of you who do not know me. And like I mentioned in past videos, this series is about me highlighting issues that God has helped me overcome or is still helping me overcome, in hopes that you would get a word that would transform the way that you think, that you would get a tool that would help you heal so that the God version of you would come forth. So today's issue is pride issues. Now you can see it all over my face. Pride and I have had a relationship for years. We was real close and intimate. And it wasn't until one day someone told me, Ashley, you are the most prideful person that I know. And I tried to brush it off, but then I sat with it and was like, this person knows a lot of people, has a lot of years under their belt. This is not a good thing, Ashley. Not at all. And so this was kind of the beginning of my self-reflection, my internal inventory that I do often. And man, I'm happy that that person said what they said, because it allowed me to grow. It allowed me to wake up, look in the mirror and ask God, like, God, how did this pride get in me? And how do I get it out of me? What is it that I need to disconnect myself from so that I no longer walk in pride in everything that I do? What is it that I need to do to walk in humility, God? How can I walk in being tender-hearted? I want to be more loving, God. I want to be compassionate. I want to be merciful. I want to be meek, God. These are the things that you said that I am, and what kind of environment do I need to create within myself so that that can come forth and so that pride can die once and for all? So once I started doing that, those are the steps that I started to take in order for me to really disconnect myself from pride. And I had to humble myself in that process. I had to say sorry to people. Like, I'm literally still saying sorry to people for things that I had done years ago, so that I make sure that I affirm these people and let them know, like, hey, what you were doing was right. It was just me. I was walking in pride. And to really stay in that lifestyle of humility, like, not think that, oh, just because it was years ago and we're cool now, it means that I ain't gotta say sorry. No, like, even more reason to say sorry, to keep your heart in a posture of humility. So before I move further, I wanted to read to you all the definition of pride. I wanted to highlight two of them. And so one of them is feeling or deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievements, the achievements of those with whom one is closely associated, or from qualities or possessions that are widely admired. And then the second one I wanted to read to you was the quality of having excessively high opinion of oneself or one's importance. And so I have shared with you all in many videos the environments that are around us. They really cultivate who we are, who we're connected to. By default, they are cultivating who we are. And so if you're in an environment that is puffing you up, saying you're this or you're that, and they're praising you for their own selfish reasons, for ill motives, ill intentions, like, you are going to go into another environment and them not have those same intentions and motives to get something out of you, but them be able to see you a certain way and be like, hey, like, you actually need help in this area, or like, hey, can you do this for me? And no, you're not doing the best thing, but you are doing something for us. And if we're in a space where we think like, no, I gotta have this position, or no, I gotta you have to look at me this way, or you need to do this for me because I'm this, then you're literally walking in pride, because no one needs to do anything for you. Yes, we are children of God, but that does not mean that we get to pull other people down. That does not mean we get to speak down to people. And so I actually wanted to bring up this verse that I screenshotted, and it is Proverbs 29:23, and it says, "Pride brings a person low, but the lowly in spirit gain honor." I've experienced both of these. So one, I have brought people low with my words, either to them specifically or behind their back, and I have had to eat my own words because I judged them for doing something that I thought, like, nah, you know better. You should be doing this, you should be doing that. And come to find out later on, I'd be put in the same position and do the same thing that they did. And when I had said in the past, oh, I would never, I was actually doing what they did. And that humbled me. God will humble you. He will do it. So be sure that you are not creating this standard for other people that is unrealistic. The Bible says that the way that you judge others, you too will be judged. So take a moment, listen to what you're saying, listen to what you're saying about other people, and ask yourself, if you were in their specific situation with the same background, with the same trauma, with all these different things, how do you know that you would do something different? You don't. And so giving people grace and mercy and helping them instead of saying, oh, you should be this, you should be that. No. Again, I had to go through that own situation. Humble. And then on the other side of that, the lowly in spirit gain honor. Man, people have been prideful towards me, right? They'll say certain things towards me, they'll have a certain standard towards me, and because I learned humility, I'm just like, okay, God, you gonna take care of it. God, you fight my battles. God, I'm gonna pray for them and do this and do that. And later on, this has happened years later, where people have publicly apologized to me and said sorry for the things that they did. And man, the part that felt good about it was that I didn't have anything in my heart towards them. Like, I wasn't saying, yeah, you should be sorry. I was like, no, like, it's okay. It's okay. Who's to say I would do anything different? I understand where you're coming from. Man, you have grace and mercy just like God continues to give me grace and mercy daily. And in addition to that, like, my daily walk has been, God, I want to do the right thing because I don't want to have to continue to say sorry to people. I don't want to continue to burn these bridges and then have to come and build the bridge again. Like, I want to do it right the first time. And so there have been some, I don't know, altercations, conversations, whatever it is. There had been these moments where people were saying things to me, and I had all these thoughts of like how I could rebuttal and come back so good and petty. But I didn't. I stayed quiet, and in my quiet time with God, he was just like, good job, Ashley. Good job, Ashley, girl. You didn't say nothing, but it's still in your heart. You still had these phrases and things that you wanted to say to them. And although you didn't say them, they're still in your heart. You're still thinking of the scenario, hoping that one day you'll be able to say these things. You're still meditating on the scenario with you saying these things. And again, the pride is still there. So we need to clear that out. We need to have you not look at them this way, or have you not meditate on what you could have said or would have said, but meditate on how I see them. Look at them how I see them, just like I look at you how I see you. And so that being like, God sees us as righteous. He sees us as overcomers. He sees us as like he sees us as white as snow. After everything that we have done, he still sees us as good. And he has that lens towards us. And so for us to choose that lens towards other people, to see them how God sees them, and to pray that they would see themselves as God sees them. Yeah. My prayer in all of this is that you would choose to humble yourself, that you would choose to sit down, because God continues to give you grace. God continues to give you mercy. God continues to love on you despite everything that you do, that you know that you do that is not in alignment with God, and the things that you're not even aware of that are not in alignment with God. Because none of us are so high that we can judge others and how they are and expect and think that we would do anything different or do anything better. Like, really keep that posture and that humility, so that, man, that same thing comes back to you. The Bible says we reap what we sow. So whatever you're reaping, whatever you're receiving, really take a moment and ask yourself, is this what I sowed? Is this what I gave to people in other environments? And if you need a change, choose to change. God can do it. Whew. All right, you guys, I hope that blessed you all. I love you all, and remember that you can do all things through Christ.